Welcome to Barbaras Bulletin. I'm your host, Barbara. Today, we're starting with a developing story that's affecting air travel across the United States. The ongoing Department of Homeland Security shutdown has led to significant disruptions at airports nationwide, with thousands of Transportation Security Administration workers forced to work without pay. However, there's a glimmer of hope for these employees, as White House Border Czar Tom Homan announced that TSA workers could receive their paychecks as early as tomorrow or Tuesday. This news comes after President Trump signed a memo ordering the payment of TSA workers from existing funds, despite Congress not allocating the necessary money due to an impasse over passing legislation to fund DHS. It's still unclear where the funding for these paychecks will come from, but for now, it's a welcome relief for the approximately 50,000 transportation security workers who have been missing multiple paychecks. Meanwhile, immigration and customs enforcement agents have been deployed to airports around the country to assist TSA with security screening. According to Homan, ICE officers have been helping by checking identification and plugging other security holes, allowing remaining TSA workers to focus on tasks that require more training. As a result, wait times at some airports have decreased, although they still remain longer than normal in many cases. The situation remains fluid, with over 480 TSA workers having quit their jobs since the shutdown began. Negotiations in Congress are stalled, and lawmakers have left Washington for a planned recess, with the Senate returning on April 13th and the House on April 14th. We'll continue to monitor this story and provide updates as more information becomes available. In the midst of this uncertainty, it's essential to acknowledge the dedication and hard work of TSA workers who have continued to show up to their jobs despite not receiving pay. Their commitment to ensuring the safety and security of air travel is truly commendable. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbaras Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbaras Bulletin. We're diving into a complex and contentious issue that's been making headlines around the world. The Israeli parliament is set to vote on a bill that would make the death penalty a default sentence for Palestinians convicted in military court of killing Israelis. This measure has sparked intense debate, with critics arguing it unfairly targets Palestinians under military occupation. The bill, devised by Israel's far-right National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir, includes provisions requiring sentencing within 90 days with no right to clemency. Supporters of the bill argue that it would deter future attacks, citing the devastating Hamas-led assault on October 7, 2023, which killed nearly 1,200 people in Israel. However, human rights groups and European allies have expressed strong opposition to the bill, stating that it has a de facto, discriminatory character toward Palestinians. A group of United Nations experts has also raised concerns that the bill's vague definitions of terrorism could lead to the death penalty being meted out for conduct that is not genuinely terrorist in nature. Amnesty International notes that there is no evidence to suggest that the death penalty is more effective in reducing crime than life imprisonment. Israeli rights groups have vowed to challenge the bill at Israel's Supreme Court if it becomes law, citing concerns about the military court's near 100% conviction rate and history of extracting confessions through torture. As the world watches these developments unfold, it's essential to consider the complexities and nuances of this issue. The global trend on the death penalty is toward abolition, with 113 countries having outlawed it for all crimes. Meanwhile, some 54 countries, including a handful of democracies, still permit the death penalty. We'll continue to monitor this story and provide updates as more information becomes available. For now, it's clear that the proposed bill has significant implications for the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and the broader conversation around human rights and justice. Welcome back to Barbaras Bulletin. I'm your host, Barbara. As we close out today's show, we're taking a look at the ongoing government funding battle and its impact on federal workers, particularly those in the Transportation Security Administration, or TSA. The story is one of frustration, anxiety, and uncertainty, as thousands of TSA agents face hours without pay, while travelers endure long wait times at airports across the country. According to reports, many TSA agents have been forced to rely on the kindness of family members, friends, and even food banks just to get by. Some travelers have taken it upon themselves to show their appreciation for these hardworking individuals, offering gift cards and words of encouragement. It's a small gesture, but one that acknowledges the very real struggles these federal workers are facing. But as we delve deeper into this story, it becomes clear that there's no easy solution in sight. Democrats and Republicans alike are pointing fingers, each side blaming the other for the impasse. Some voters, like Florida resident David Simmons, say they blame both parties equally, while others, like Democrat Miraj Shah Hudson, place the responsibility squarely on President Trump's shoulders. As the first speak with travelers at airports around the country, a common theme emerges: frustration with Congress and the federal government's inability to work together. People from all walks of life, regardless of party affiliation, are calling for cooperation and collaboration. They want to see their leaders put aside their differences and find common ground. Patricia Wright, an 81-year-old Democrat from New York, summed it up succinctly: "Let's collaborate, let's cooperate, and let's get things back to normal." It's a sentiment that echoes the feelings of many Americans who are tired of the partisan gridlock and just want to see progress. As we close out this segment, I want to leave you with a question: what can we do as citizens to encourage our leaders to work together and find solutions to these pressing issues? It's a complex problem, but one that requires a collective effort to solve. That's all for today's Barbaras Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay engaged.